Avoidance. The next day, Noah and I were cuddling on his couch, with me curled up into his chest. I ignored the TV blaring behind me, contemplating my recent choices. My messy ending with Claire, pun absolutely intended, had only increased my anxiety about breaking up with people. Breakups were one-sided, met with resistance, and made an enemy out of the one instigating the split. Still, Noah had never done anything to me without my permission, which somehow always felt like a bonus after dating Claire. Noah was by no means a planned detour in my life, but he also wasn't bad. I sometimes wondered if I should try to make the relationship work. There was a hypothetical future where Noah and I could be happy together. But I was discontented. I wasn't prepared for this, especially with my thoughts still so wrapped up in Easton. I needed to break up with Noah. I shifted on the couch, coming out of my thoughts and wondering why conflict seemed so much harder for me than others. The show ended, and I exhaled. I needed to tell him. Break up before the situation became unfair to us both. Noah looked into my eyes with his arms wrapped around me. "Do you want to be my boyfriend?" I forced a smile, drowning in my overpowering passivity. "Yes." "Cool." Noah kissed me before sitting up on his couch. We slid to opposite cushions, facing one another. I observed my first boyfriend and felt overwhelmed. Maybe under different circumstances, this could have been a happy occasion, but Easton was the only thought on my mind at that moment. Noah smirked at me, unaware of my internal battle. "So, what do you want to do this weekend?" And so began my first gay relationship. I fell into the front seat of Noah's car, looking sideways at Noah. We had just got done shopping, and I now had my first full, new outfit since high school. "Look at you, all dressed up," Noah said in approval. He smoothed the collar on my new brown blazer from the DI. "I can really wear this over a t-shirt?" I asked, looking at my arms. "Yeah, it looks good. Jeans, t-shirt, blazer. It just classes everything up a bit, you know?" Noah said. "Yeah," I said, still skeptical and also cringing at the amount of money I just spent. Noah started his car and drove through the DI parking lot. "So, I've been thinking, would you want to go see The Force Awakens when it comes out?" "Sure," I said, trying not to wince. Noah had done nothing wrong in suggesting we see a movie, but Claire had always planned activities several weeks out. By the end, it felt like her way of ensuring our relationship continued. "Sounds like a plan." "Cool." Noah watched the road in search of a left turn. "Is there anywhere else you want to go?" I bit my lip, looking away. "I guess maybe there is one thing." "What is it?" "Maybe we could go to the grocery store and, get condoms and lube?" I asked. Noah looked at me askance. "You want to try again?" "Might as well learn to do this thing everyone seems so obsessed with." Soon after we tried out the lube, the oil light in my car turned on, glaring an angry red at me while I drove home from Noah's. After class the next day, I went to the nearest auto shop to pay some guy to work on my engine. Having no friends to pick me up, I waited in the front room while munching on a complimentary bag of popcorn and listening to an audiobook. "Mom, how did the lube go today?" I stared at the text, my brain flat out refusing to process what I was seeing. She knew. How could she know? I looked at the front desk of the dumpy car shop. Jiffy Lube. I laughed in relief, realizing Mom had simply chosen the worst possible way to ask me about my oil change. Me. "It's going well. Almost done." Noah wanted to eat dinner at Denny's with USGA the following Thursday after the club's meeting. It was the last week before Christmas break, so everyone planned on going. The activity felt like a bad idea from the start, but Noah wanted to go with me. Showing up late might let me miss Easton. I arrived an hour late and entered the restaurant feeling sick, having no intention of eating. Sure enough, everyone was there. At the center of the table sat Easton. 4 seats to his right sat Noah. I wanted to cry. The man I loved was sitting at the same table as my boyfriend, both asking me to join. Yes, my life was a Hallmark movie. I wanted to run out of the restaurant and hide from everyone I knew. Noah waved me over. I thought about turning around on the spot and not bothering with dinner, but of course I barreled forward. I sat hesitantly beside Noah. "We're almost done," Noah said, sounding frustrated with my tardiness. "It's fine. I hadn't wanted to come anyway. We probably could have gone out on our own and had a better time. I actually don't plan to eat." I glanced over at Easton. Noah didn't respond. Easton turned to the person beside him. Loudly, he said, "Hey, can I talk to you outside?" "Sure," the guy responded. Easton and the other guy stood in tandem, leaving the restaurant. I watched them go, feeling conflicting emotions of disgust at myself and relief at Easton leaving. I sulked the rest of the night. Noah talked about our plans to see Star Wars, and I wore a mask of enthusiasm. The next day, I texted Easton while laying in bed. I couldn't seem to convince myself to leave my room. Me? "Hey, Easton. I realize you're probably tired of hearing from me by now, but I feel really bad about last night. I'm sorry if I made dinner awkward for you." "Easton, you're fine. It was a bit awkward, yes, but I was actually just getting set to leave anyway. I guess I'm just really confused." Me? That's understandable. I haven't exactly been consistent lately. I'm still trying to sort everything out. Easton, I thought you had decided to take a break from him, but Noah is saying you two are dating. Me? I'm working on it. Could we talk again? And so, I met with Easton once again. It was the day before Christmas break. Easton's roommates were out, so he invited me over to his place. I went over to his apartment with quiet anticipation. Easton opened his front door, allowing me inside. I followed him in, lingering on the doorstep. Finally, I sat on his couch, trying not to take up much space. Easton turned to me, sinking into the chair across from me. His eyes paused on my clothes and widened. "What's up?" I shifted where I sat, fighting the urge to unroll my pant legs. Taking fashion advice from Noah suddenly seemed like a mistake. I just wanted to talk. "Okay," Easton said. Somehow, his simple response wounded me. I loved him. Surely he could see. Surely he knew I was trying to fix this. I sat, awkward-backed on the love seat against the window. Easton sat on the other couch, bringing up his legs under him as he sat. "I'm really sorry about yesterday," I said. Easton seemed unable to look at me. "Why do you feel bad?" "I like you," I said, voicing a shadow of my affection for the first time. "And I haven't been fair to you." His eyes flitted over me and my fancy new clothes before returning to the blank TV. "I'm pretty sure you shouldn't be here then. I don't want anything to happen between us with you being in a relationship." An absurd amount of disappointment filled me. I know, nothing will happen. I just feel overwhelmed. I wish things could go back to the way they were. Easton shook his head. "Then break up with Noah." I nodded. I plan to. "Once you do, we can talk again," Easton said. "Seems fair." Easton seemed to appraise me. He leaned forward, clasping his hands. "Don't do anything stupid. It's not worth hurting yourself." I nodded, almost rolling my eyes. "I won't." Easton led me out the door. I drove home. A text from Noah pinged my phone. "Noah, hey, so I think my cousin might be able to get us tickets for Saturday. Friday is already sold out." He was talking about Star Wars again. I pocketed my phone, having walked into my apartment. My roommates had all left for the break. I was the only one home. I had left Easton's apartment prepared to break up with Noah. Now I was home, faced with a decision. I needed to do it, but panic trapped me. While the relationships between Claire and Noah weren't at all comparable, breaking up with her only increased my anxiety. I felt trapped, a constriction of my agency that made me search for a way out. Any way out. No, my relationship with Noah wasn't worth getting suicidal over. I returned to my room, packed all my clothes, and threw them into my car. Within 10 minutes, I was driving home. away from Noah, Easton, and all my other problems.